The new Yakuza game is finally out, and I gotta say, the wait was worth it. This game serves perfectly as a bridge between Yakuza 7 and Yakuza 8, connecting the two games and serving as a side story to show what Kiryu was up to during Yakuza 7. Let's talk about the combat. The game's combat system is the same as Judgment's, however with a more enhanced version of Kiryu's Yakuza style. And he also gets a new style, Agent, which lets him summon cool gadgets which are really wacky to mess around with. Experimenting with these styles is a lot of fun, especially juggling enemies, which was my favourite part about Lost Judgment. Whilst this isn't my favourite combat system, as I still think Lost Judgment is better, it's still top 2 for me, which says a lot considering how good the combat is in all the other games. Now for the reason a lot of people play Yakuza, the side content. For a side game, this game has a lot of side content, and all of it is really good. You can tell they focus on the quality of the side content as a way to make up for it being a short game, because it's really addicting. They brought back a whole bunch of mini-games people really enjoy, like Pocket Racing, Cabaret, which now has a live action version, Karaoke has a new song, there's a huge Colosseum mode, and so much more. As of the time of writing this, which is 3 days after the game's release, I've done all the sub-stories, all the Colosseum quests, beaten both secret Amon boss fights, and completed the story. That's how much I enjoyed it. Whilst we're on that topic, the story of this game surprised me. It manages to serve as a bridge for the next game, while not feeling as though it was just squeezed in there for the sake of it. It ties in perfectly with 7 and doesn't feel unnecessary or bullshit at all, and instead adds to the experience and adds to Kiryu's character as a whole. The first 4 chapters are pretty damn good, but that last chapter is the main highlight of the game. Story picks up and constantly gets better, the quick time events become more intense, we get to see more important and exciting cameos, we get one of the best boss fights in Yakuza history, and to top it all off, we get to see an emotional Kiryu bawl his eyes out, which hits really hard after seeing everything he's been through throughout all the games. And since I mentioned cameos, this game has a lot of cameos. There's a whole sub-story you do with Kaito and Higashi, there's callbacks to other characters such as Ryuji, Kazama, Yumi, Nishiki, and so much more. This game manages to squeeze in so much fan service in such a good way, and despite that, it doesn't feel like it's a game made purely for fan service, with nothing to add. It genuinely feels like a new entry to the series, which adds a lot to the storyline. This overall has become an unforgettable experience and one of my favourite Yakuza games, up there with 7 and 0 and surpassing Judgment for me. If you're a fan of Yakuza, you should really check this game out, because it's phenomenal. Just don't listen to the game journalists, please, for the love of God. Those reviews were fucking miserable. What the fuck were they on about?